claims on Saturday that at this point are unattached from facts. Right now, you have a president who doesn't run a private company. He has to create policy working with other Republicans. He's going to work with Democrats. I don't see any Republicans that are backing him on this, wiretapping, you betcha, it happened. What is the president doing besides alienating himself?
Is that how you, I mean, it's an unbelievable way that you frame the question. So let me just respond by saying this. Number one, the president obviously feels that there's information that he has that you or I may not be privy to that makes him think that. I think that's why he tweeted that.
Except, of course, hold on. Except, of course, Sean Spicer confirmed the president has not reached out to the FBI. He hasn't called any of these intelligence agencies to find out. No one has provided any information except...
Did anybody ask Sean, did anybody say, hey, Sean, why did the president tweet that? What is the information that the president has?
We've repeatedly heard he's got sources he's heard. But to the best of our knowledge at this point, it's a piecemeal conspiracy theory. And guess what? This is a president who is no stranger to conspiracy theories.
Stephanie, when the 45th president of the United States is ready to elucidate and explain himself and why he feels that way, my guess is the guy's got very good instincts, and my guess is people are going to scratch their heads and say, oh, he may be right about certain things. We both know that they went to the FISA court in June, it got denied. They went to the FISA court again in October, and I believe that got accepted. What was that about? Was it a wiretap? Was it some kind of surveillance? Was it some kind of investigation? I honestly don't know the answer.
So in a mature, respectful way, we can find out.
But the president might know the answer.
To create this kind of chaos, we are talking about someone who has been behind conspiracy theories. Anthony, just stay with me. Yeah. The birther issue, saying that there were Muslims cheering in New Jersey on 9/11, the crowd sizes, the voter fraud. President Trump has made outrageous claims, and geopolitics is important. Chaos in this country is not something we want to create.
All right, well, okay, there's chaos on this set. You were obviously a little chaotic over the thing.
No, excuse me, Anthony. Excuse me, Anthony.
On other networks.
Excuse me, Anthony. There's no chaos here.
Okay, so where is the chaos then? Tell me where the chaos is. It's not in the street. Tell me where the chaos is.
I'm sorry.
It's in the White House. The president's 45 days or 46 days into his strategy. He's had a slate of executive orders. Some bills have been passed. The deregulation process for the American economy has already begun. There's talk about tax reform and health care reform. You're 45, 46 days into it. You guys don't like the tweeting. And when he tweets, the networks, the cable networks and the national news networks, they get all upset about it. Okay, but it does seem to be...
Really? Because John McCain is not a part of the cable network? Lindsey Graham, not part of the cable network? They sound pretty upset.
But, you know, listen, I mean, this is an insurgent presidency, and I have a lot of respect for both of those senators. They've been on the Hill for a very long period of time. They see the president very differently than his base sees the president. And so I think the president is communicating to his base in a way that he likes communicating that's been well received. He got to the American presidency for a reason. There's a strategy and process that he's put in place that he's executed very successfully.
All right, I want to talk about a different kind of chaos then.
Okay, go ahead.
Chaos inside the White House.
Yeah.
So Politico put out a piece yesterday, 12 sources within the White House saying it's absolute chaos. You have got the Steve Bannon, Steve Miller faction. Then you've got the Mnuchin, Gary Cohn, Jared universe. Reince in the middle. Reince, who from what it sounds like, may be on nobody's team. Maybe he's more connected to Paul Ryan, or maybe he's with Steve Bannon. What's going on there? You've been inside.
Well, you know, listen, here's what I would say. Where the president's been very successful in his business career has been in a hub and spoke system around him. I think he's a guy that likes delegating a lot of authority to other people, and he's a guy that likes to get information from a variety of different sources. And so as that system is gelling and coming together inside the White House, and some of these people, Stephanie, really didn't work together before. You know, Stephen and Gary Cohn worked together at Goldman Sachs, but I don't think Steve Bannon and Reince Priebus really worked together before, let's say, calendar year 2016.
Can they all survive there together? Will Reince Priebus be in that job 6 months from now? In your opinion? Yes, of course, it'll be up to the president.
That'll be up to the president, but my guess is that they will survive. I think that you know, when you talk to them individually and you go to the White House and see them, they think it's going better than the way it's perceived on the outside. Phil Rucker Tucker said last night that he had 17 sources. Okay, so that's telling you something about leaking. And what I would recommend to people that work inside the White House is that, you know, there's an expression about being silent could help the president. Think about when you're talking to a journalist, what is in the best interest of the United States and the American president? And my advice to those people is let's stay silent for a little while and let's execute the plan as opposed to having all these massive leaks.
In just the last couple of days, I've spoken to people inside the White House who have confirmed there is quite a bit of chaos in there. I mean, if you look on Friday, President Trump lecturing Reince Priebus and Stephen Bannon. But when you think about those people inside the White House, at some point, do you start to say, this argument, we're going to play the long game, take the president seriously, not literally, you know, we're just going to wait till we get to policy. At some point, while things are getting so toxic, so venomous, does silence mean complacency?
I don't see it. I mean, I think we can call the president a lot of different things, but I think complacent...
No, we're talking about people who are standing around him as the president makes the kind of claims he did Saturday morning.
I understand that. I think that everyone would be better served. I think the president would be better served. I mean, listen, I'm very respectful of the president, deferential, but I'm also very honest with him. As an American business person talking to another American business person and now the American president, I think he would be better served for that kind of direct contact and probably less, you know, people, you know, yesing him. I think where he probably gets frustrated at times is he's looking for insight and he's looking for openness. And, you know, listen, he's an intimidating guy, and people are probably a little bit fearful of him. So my recommendation would be two things. Number one, let's dial down the leaks. And number two, let's be honest with the 45th president. Let's tell him what we like and tell him what we dislike in a deferential and respectful way. And I think he responds to that very well. And so as that team starts to gel, you've got enormously talented people. Every person that you just mentioned is very, very talented in their own way. Some of them are Washington insiders. Some of them are insurgent policymakers. Some of them are some of the finest minds in finance. Stephen as an example. So to me, I look at the president's team outside the White House. The cabinet is fantastic. I look at the team inside the White House. It needs a little bit of time to gel and adapt to the president's hub and spoke system, which he's been famous for inside the Trump organization.
All right, Anthony, thank you so much.
Not so chaotic today. Thank you. Not so chaotic today.